Could you
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Sir Joseph. We are the number 14, and our topic is personal pride and ego of Jose Rizal. And I am JRM Kagalawan. I am the critics of this group. Pila na mo.
So good morning, everyone.
I
I am president of the group. I am Ray Marvin Bao.
Good morning, everyone. I am Harold Zan Somente, and I am one of the defenders for Pride and Ego of Rizal.
good morning. I am Lovely Durao. I am one of the defender also.
Now, before we proceed, uh, let me let me define first the personal pride and ego. Personal pride is feeling the same admiration, approval, and respect for yourself and your achievements as you do for any other respected adult or child, according to Gerlach's 2024. Ego. According to Sigmund Freud, the ego is part of our personality that mediates the demands of the ID, the superego, and reality, according to Cherry 2023. So, um, Rizal has a personal pride and ego because if Rizal didn't show his personal pride and ego, maybe he's still alive and witnessed the full independence of the Philippines. His Rizal refusal to be rescued in the Pitan and to take part in the revolution, regardless of Bonifacio's prodding via Pio Valenzuela, is according to the conference or conversation of Pio and Rizal from the Memoirs of the Katipunan and the Philippine Revolution by Dr. Pio A. Valenzuela on June 21, 1896. This is the reference. Now, according to Pio Valenzuela said to Rizal, as soon as we have arms and munition, we shall try to take you out of the Pitan before the revolution starts in order that the Spaniards may not get you and shoot. But Rizal replied to Pio that do not do not bother about me, for I will know how to get out of her. Now Pio Valenzuela replied that if the revolution breaks out before schedule and you are still in the Pitan, the Spaniards will hold you and have you shot. Then Rizal replied, to die and conquer is pleasant, but to die and be conquered is painful. Now, because of Rizal ego and personal pride, so he didn't survive in he didn't survive. If he listened to Pio Valenzuela advice that if Rizal agreed that Pio and the revolutionary will rescue him, maybe he's still alive until now.
So um, you highlighted the execution of Rizal as a personal ego and a personal pride and ego. You stated that if Rizal take the advice of the people around him, if he was not dead and he was able to witness the uh in Philippine independence. But I think we should not consider those stands as personal ego and a personal pride and ego. It is because it is itself sacrifice than self preservation. No, and then also result execution is a testament to his willingness to sacrifice for his life in the Filipino cause or for the Philippine Independence Day, as stated or as supported by Codes 1968, that um it is.
So going back to the topic, it is more about sacrificing himself for the Filipino independence than having a personal pride and ego. It is because he chose to sacrifice himself than to preserve himself, because he know that in sacrificing himself, a Filipino can get the independence or freedom they want. And then my question is about that, your stance is, does it really the whole context na makonsider yun mo that because Rizal refused to the self-preservation or to save to make himself safety, makount din siya as personal ego, personal pride and ego dritso?
Yes, yes, because Rizal is yeah, we all know that Rizal is ilustrado and is one of the middle class, right? So he said that the revolutionary first is to ask first the Filipino rich, so the Filipino rich or the middle class Filipino can help the revolution when it comes to the financial. So so when Rizal know that the rich Filipino didn't want to help the revolution because nang wala bitaw sila kanang dili sila kasi siguro bitaw nga modaog ang mga ang revolution. Mulang ang mga rich is wala sila kuan nga murag motabang. So pagkahibalon ni Rizal is ayaw sa mo pagkuan kanang ayaw sa ninyo i-push ang revolution nga wala pa mo'y financial nga pangpalit sa ammunition. So sa in Rizal stand that kanang why should I join na kung kabalo ko nga ang akong ngalan is madaot lang sa walay hinungdan. So Rizal want to protect his name to from the rich Filipino and also the Spaniard, because he already he already know that if the revolution um push that even they know that they are already they already know that they're going to fail to revolution. So why should I join them? Why should I push myself to why should I anang uh, kanang include my name to the revolution if mapildi lang. So mahugawan ang iyang ngalan. So manang kuan niya nga murag na ang iyang pagka-personal, ang iyang personal pride is gagawas.
Ako, pwede. But I think his decision on not joining um in the revolutionary is, it's about also his perspective on peaceful reforms, because we know that the revolutionary that time is using violence to to reach the goal of Filipino, that they want freedom and independence, and it is opposite to the reform or peaceful reforms, which his perspective or results perspective, that he Filipinos can uh, can resist to the oppression and brutality of the Spanish colonialism using education, enlightenment, and also not using violence. And I think it is quoted also by by Ocampo 2000, that his although he is not joining or he didn't join to the revolutionary, but he respected on the approach of the revolutionary. He didn't directly opposite he didn't directly against to the ways of the revolutionary, which is the violence, but he respected that is your way of gaining freedom and independence of the Filipino, but this is my way. So how can we say that he has personal pride and ego, where in fact he respected the different approaches, he respected the approach of the revolutionary uh, group, and also he respected his decision also.
Yeah. So And my other stand is, if Rizal listen to Pio, if Rizal listen to Pio, to the request of Pio that they're going to rescue him, but Rizal is didn't listen for the request of Pio and the revolutionary, because of Rizal ego. Rizal didn't listen to anybody, or any advice in or other advice. And there's a two situation that Rizal didn't want to didn't listen to other advice because of his uh because because of his ego, that he think that he can protect himself, that kaya bitaw niya nga protektahan niyang kaugalingon, dili na siya kailangan og ah, tabang sa uban. Then like there's an example of situation here that the reference of this is from the memoirs of the Katipunan and the Philippine Revolution. When Pio and Rizal walk to padulong sa ilang balay, Pio exercises objection to the application of Rizal to be military doctor in Cuba, telling him that Wheeler, the general chief in Cuba, the general in chief of the Spanish troops in Cuba, si Wheeler, might shoot him. Pio said, kay nag-share si Rizal Campillo nga mo apply siya dito sa sa Cuba as a military doctor. But ingon si Pio, gi-object si Pio nga dili ayo pag-apil ana, kay basig pusilon kaning Wheeler or patyon ka didto. But ana din si Rizal nga to this objection Rizal replied. Ang yading reply kang Pio is, Rizal replied that he also might shoot Wheeler first. So iya lang gi-invalidate bitaw ang objection ni Pio nga basig ayo pagkuan dito kay basig tusidon ka. But iya lang gi-invalidate, iya lang giingon si Pio nga kanang iya lang yang pusilon una si Wheeler. So then another kuan ani is katong giingnan siya ni General no, the Governor General Tiro nga mo lakaw na sa kuan, mutakas na sa mutakas na sa kaning Kalamba, kay gina pressure na ang mga friars nga kuanon siya nga eliminate, but wala siya gi-refuse siya nga mohawa sa Kalamba. So ingana siya dili siya Rizal didn't listen to other advice or kanang request because of his personal ego. Nga kaya nako ni akong kaugalingon ay mo pag tambag-tambag sa kuwa.
Gerald, lovely ka mo na pod.
Since si Jose Rizal kay ato man siyang national hero, he often dedicated as a figure of immense intellectual characters and patriotism. However, when considering his pride and ego, it is important pod nga mabal-an nato unsa iyahang context sa life and iyahang mission. As Rizal, pride was not in the typical sense of arrogance, but rather than his self-respect and his unwavering commitment to justice and his belief in the dignity of the Filipino. So kanang para sa ako bitaw iyahang personal ego is kanang or iyahang pride is kanang dili lang yun siya, wala siya nag-focus sa iyahang personal, which is kanang ginakuan bitaw niya nga bitaw niya ang ginahuna-huna niya ang mga Pilipino nga kana bitaw example atong iyahang No Limit Tanghirian and Filibusterismo, he iyahang gi write didto is kana bitaw para ma mapat mapag ipaglaban bitaw ang Filipino, which is kanang kuan man gud ang mga Pilipino kanang kulang sila og kaalaman. So he kanang ah sa iyahang education and sa iyahang naa siya'y kahibalo, which is murag iha bitong gigamit na para to share sa mga Filipino nga ingana.
To add up also, I think when you say that Rizal is dili paminaw sa others and he intended to always follow his decision, I think it is about also on we're going back to his peaceful reform and his mission, as ingon ni Lovely nga, he has a mission which is to reform, no, to reform the Philippines in a peaceful means. And then if he will manat bitaw, if you think nga yang sundon ang storya sa uban, then he will end up on uh, following the others. For example, if ningon siyang ay katong pag may safety unta siya sa iyang execution, if iya tong gisunod, then what's the point of the peaceful means? Because ang ending din ato kay magtago-tago na lang din siya, and then ma-end up din siya sa revolutionary, which is violence ang way of reforming the Philippine society from the Spanish oppression. So we're going back to the kanibitang mission and reform ni Rizal na okay, this is not personal ego. He considered that he will try to face what circumstances and challenges because he knows that in his educational background, no, he has also a vision na makamit ang Philippine ang reforms sa Philippine society through education. So that's why I think it is not about not listening to others, but he knows that his decision will be all right because at the end of the day, his execution is one of the reason why Philippines were able to achieve the Philippine Independence Day because it was the reason of the awakeness and consciousness of Filipino when it comes to nationalism and patriotism on fighting the Spanish colonization or Spanish oppression. So that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, think when you say the okay. Yeah, you said that Rizal must follow his decision because he think that his decision is for the go for the for his para sa kaayuhan sa tanan, di ba? May mong yung pasabot Ray. So uh let's remember that the outcome of Calamba crisis nga tungod ato nagpagahi siya og ulo nga iyag yung ipaglaban ang kang agrarian kuan sa Calamba crisis, pero unsay nahitabo wala siya naminaw kang Tiro bitaw ang General Tiro nga kanang kuan na lagi sibat na. But because he didn't listen. Now we all know that the outcome of Calamba tenants is gipang demolis ang ilang balay, gipang excel sila, gipang kuan ang ilang mga ari-arian tungod ato ang ginapush nga investigation. So kung wala na siya to wala na niya kuan gyud, wala na nasamutan og kaulit ang mga Dominican. So mas napay possibility nga ang Calamba tenants is gapuyo gyapon didto. Wala sila na agrabyado og kuan o ayo. Tungod lagi kay di siya mamino sa mga sa advice. So ang mas na worse ang situation sa mga Calamba tenants, even his family.
Okay, so nalang ko i-add gamay. Kadang kabayan bitaw sa Pride and Ego ni Rizal gatong ginabutang ang iyang name sa katipunan bitaw. So mabutang nimo dito nga naagi paglantaw si Rizal nga maayo sa sa Pilipino. Wala siya naminaw sa katipunan kayo nabutang pud ang iyang pangalan dadto. Daghan kanay ang pagtanaw sa katipunan sa una kayo pag mabutang ang pangalan ni Rizal dadto. Daghan mo join sa ilang mga Pilipino. So nagtanaw si Rizal nga og daghan mga Pilipino mo apil. Daghan pud madamay nga kanang mga live sa Pilipino kung pananglit mudagan na sila then na sila capable to fight. So makita ni Rizal nga dagan madamay og dagan mamatay nga Pilipino. So mao to nga nagtanong na lang si Rizal nga dili na lang kumapila na for the good ay para na pud sa good sa Pilipino. So dili ta makaingon nga dili ka paminaw si Rizal kay gatana pod siya kung unsay makamaayo sa iyang mga kauban or sa iyang fellow Filipinos. Para.
Yes, then in my own point of view, no, Rizal has a personal pride and ego because he want to protect his name. That's why he study abroad because he want to make his name. Gusto niya nga magkuan og ngalan niya. But his lapses is nang nasubraan bitaw ang iya ang ego ug ang iyang personal pride nga mas naka kuan og kana bitaw naka what we called it naka kuan og negative bitaw naka resulta og negative ug kinasubra ni personal pride and ego. So today we discuss about the personal pride and ego of Rizal because um yeah because of the para lang sa kapakanan sa ubang tao pero dili lang kay na pero not for always positive but there's also a negative outcome.
JR, mag-ask ko. So, I just want to add the question. You quoted that to protect his name, he didn't kanang listen to others. From what? Like, from what niya gina-protect iyang kaugalingon o iyang name?
For his for his reputation mo bitaw nang dili siya ga paminaw sa mga sa atong kuan sa revolutionary kay kung makuan ang iyang ngalan dito sa revolutionary makuan ang reputation siya ngalan madaot.
But I think you forgot to think that he didn't even protect his name and himself. No, kaya nga no, if i-consider nato ang iyang from writing niya sa novel which is The El Peli and the No Limitang Hearing, it is really clear that the message of the novel is to kanapitang ipakita ang oppression, ang brutality, and also the corruption of church. And with that, he even faced different criticized from, especially from the Catholic Church. And what's the point of protecting his name? And also the agrarian his kanabitang murag approach katong sa agrarian, he didn't even protect himself because as we know, mas nakathreaten sa iyang life because he kanang iyag yung ipugos nga ato ni siyang isolve kay para ma-stop ang kanabitang ma-stop ang abuse from the Spanish oppression. And with that, I think he didn't even protect himself, no, kay nag-face ba siya criticism on this name also.
Yeah, but let's remember first that that since birth Rizal didn't let anybody to bully him. Yeah. Sa first rule niya, atong first kuan niya sa binyan, atong gibully siya atong kuan ni Pedro, di ba? Iyang gihanggat he challenged Pedro for a fight for a kuan kay tungod gibully siya. Dira pa lang daan bata makita nato sa Rizal nga bata pa lang dili siya mo sugot nga naay daog-daog sa iya even his family. Then second situation is the Ritana. Rizal challenged Ritana to duel because Wenceslao y Ritana, the bitter enemy of Rizal in pain, Ritana attacked Filipinos including Rizal in various newspaper in Madrid, La Época, an anti-Filipino newspaper. He insulted Rizal's family. So Rizal challenged him to duel. So dira pa lang, ginaprotektahan giniya ang ngalan nga dili niya ginalit ang he didn't let anybody nga mag-insult sa iyang ngalan kay for for the for his name, protect his name.
But I sacrifice most of his time in terms of education. He even sacrifices kana bitang longing to his family just to gain knowledge and education abroad. And if I am Rizal, I wouldn't really want everyone to kana bitang para hugawan lang ako ang kanang name, because he sacrificed everything for his education, and he would say nga it's okay lang nga mahugawan ang iyang name. And also you forgot, you said that sa iyang pagkabata pa lang is dili na siya gusto mabully. It is because from pagkabata pa lang niya, he knows that there are social injustices, and there are abuse of up until talaga ko siya nga dili siya kapag you forgot also nga si Pasiano ang nagsugo sa iya, or nag lang to tapos conclusive na daw.
Sige.
So you forgot to bitong to consider that Rizal followed his kanang brother Pasiano nga mag-study sa abroad. And yeah, with that you can say nga dili siya gapaminaw, perminti siya dili gapaminaw sa uban.
Yeah. In conclusion, Rizal because of Rizal has a personal pride because he want to protect his name because he believed that if he maintain the reputation of his name, the Filipino rich and even the Spanish would he must gain a connection with them. So that's why he always show his personal pride in order to protect his reputation.
So in my end, no, I would really focus on my stand, no, nga Rizal didn't have personal pride and ego. It is because he exemplified and propound the dedication to the Filipino cause. Despite opportunities to escape, he chose to face execution, reflecting his willingness to sacrifice himself for his country. And also Rizal's intellectual patriotism was directed to empowering Filipinos that education and peaceful means can resist and can free to the oppression of Spanish. And also his legacy in the Pitan as a doctor teacher underscored his selflessness to service to others. For example, the agrarian, he chose himself to be kanabitang matret than to be abused. And with that, I think dili ka makaingon nga he has this personal ego and pride. So thank you.
Okay, so para sa ako nga side, so si Rizal wala siya personal pride and ego kay always niya ginalantaw kung unsay makamayo sa iyang fellow Filipinos. Okay, so para sa ako sa conclusive statement ako sa personal pride of ego ni Rizal kay dili na umingon nga kuan ka nang wala siya personal pride. Ay, maingon ako siya nga wala siya personal pride of ego kay kuan kani pa sa iyang kabahin sa sakit to sa iyang mama, nagtuon siya para pud sa iyang kuan family and for his fellow Filipinos. Dayon always pud ginalantaw ni Rizal ang kung unsay makamaayo sa iyang kuan community and sa iyang mga fellow Filipino pud maura.
So, in conclusion, pag sa ako ang stand ganina, no, Sir Rizal is, ang Rizal, pride, and ego were not about personal glory or superiority, but were rooted in his commitment to his ideals and his people. His sense of dignity and self-worth was tied to the belief that Filipino as a nation deserve freedom, equality, and recognition of the world stage among Spanish. Well, ako thank you.
Edna GR.
That's all, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.